Here at Son, with the help of Hashem, to give you bracha v'atzlacha and good week. Shavua tov, mazal tov. Today, I would like to talk about, always we learn to avoid mistakes from the mistakes that we did. When we did a mistake, we will not repeat them again. So, in the Torah, we read the mistakes that our parents did. So, for us, it's like a musar not to repeat those mistakes. Like we learn from Abraham Avinu, all the way how Abraham Avinu, Abraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov lived with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We learn from them, how to behave. I learned from Rabbi Chaim Pinto, from all the stories that I heard about Rabbi Chaim Pinto. I learned from the stories. If Rabbi Chaim Pinto did that, I can do it. But to do it, I have to follow his steps. I mean, he didn't do what he did like that. I mean, we learn. You look, a baby, if he like to touch always fire, what do? You let him once to get burned. Once he gets burned, he will not repeat the mistake again. When he sees the fire, he go away from the fire because he knows that the fire will burn him. That is something that we would like to explain. It's the Meraglim. The Meraglim is the spies that Moshe Rabbeinu sent to spy Eretz Israel. This is something that we have to. We cannot believe how those people. I mean, they've been eating food from the Shamayim. They saw miracles in Egypt. They saw when the Jews crossed the sea. They saw everything. They heard Hashem talking to them. Anochi Hashem Elokecha. I mean, I do not understand how they started to talk bad about Eretz Israel. Moshe Rabbeinu sent them to visit Eretz Israel. And then when they came, they said the Jews, they said, yes, the food is good, but we saw people jailed, and people, that we cannot fight them. It's impossible to fight them. I mean, they forgot when they crossed the sea, they saw how the sea, was, I mean, it's something that, just the vision of this, they cannot forget it. I mean, you see a giant, and can you compare a giant man, like the crossing of the sea? I mean, the water, it's not logic. And they saw Hashem in the sea. And they said, I mean, how those people changed? And they started to talk so bad about it against Israel, so they made all the Jews cry. And that night, all the Jewish cried for nothing. I mean, even with those Jews, how do you believe them? Them spies who talk bad about Israel. You have two Jews that they talk well about Israel, who Caleb and Yehoshua ben Nun. They were the only people who talk good about Eretz Israel. The rest, they talk bad about Israel. How do you believe them? I mean, how can you believe 10 people? How can those 10 people give you wrong information and you believe them? And then you start a revolution against Moshe Rabbeinu, against Aaron, against who? Against Hashem. They said, well, let's go back to Egypt. It's a revolution. That means all the Torah that Hashem gave them is for nothing. I mean, all what Hashem did for them, it's just for nothing. That made Hashem so angry. So he decided that none of them will see Eretz Israel. And they will die, all of them, in the desert, only the new generation. But the question is, let's talk about those 10 people. Well, let's not talk about the rest of the Jews. The rest of the Jews, because they follow the 10 people, the 10 spies, and they didn't believe Yeshua and Caleb. Now they stop, focus about those 10 people. How you, after all you saw, you don't believe in Hashem? I would like to tell you a story, a small story of Emunah with Maggie. A small story of Emunah with Maggie. A small story. When I was supposed to come to Miami for the wedding of Moshe Castiel, she told me, Rabbi David, maybe my daughter-in-law, maybe she will have a baby. So I would like you to be stand-up. I said, yes, I will be stand-up if the baby born on Monday. If he born on Monday, so the next Monday is the wedding of Castiel, so I do both of them. But if he is born on Tuesday, I can't because I have to go to Los Angeles. I have a program. So she said, Be'ezat Hashem, my daughter-in-law, she will have the baby on Monday. But I said, but according to the account, she will have the baby in 2 weeks. 2 weeks after the wedding. No, Be'ezat Hashem, there'll be no 2 weeks. She will have the baby exactly 8 days before the Brit Milah. That means the Monday, 4th of July. In my mind, I was laughing. I didn't want to have discussions with her because you never win with her. This lady, when she said something, that's it. I didn't say nothing. I said, okay. So now, 9 days before, she called me, Rabbi David Sobe, I said, Hashem, you're coming next Tuesday, next Monday for the Brit. I said, Marie, but the baby is not born yet. Yes, I will be there next Monday. But Monday, I stay only 1 day, no more. Rabbi David, don't worry, after 1 day, that day. Now, Monday, I called her, Madame, how's your daughter-in-law? Well, the baby seemed to be, you don't want to leave his mother. He's comfortable where he is. So Maggie understand me. Next Monday, I am there only 1 day. Tuesday, I'm going to Los Angeles. I can't stop. I have a program. Rabbi David, we have a long day today. I didn't say nothing. I called her very late because there is hours. Maggie, well, Rabbi David, the baby is still comfortable with his mother. Maggie, I'm flying tonight in a few hours. I will arrive. No, I said, next week, please don't stress me to stay for the Brit Milah on Tuesday or Wednesday. No. On Monday, you come for the Brit Milah. Okay. I didn't sleep. I said to myself, I have to stay up. And then she called me, Rabbi David, please, my daughter-in-law, she's not well. Now we are rushing to take her to the hospital. And she had the baby on Monday. Now I told her, Maggie, I hope that she will not be yellow. Because if it's yellow, there is no Brit Milah. No, you will not be yellow, you will be the sandbag. And a week later, I took the plane. I arrived to Miami. And from the airport, we went to the Brit Milah. And then the wedding. And then I flew to Los Angeles, like the program. You see this kind of emunah. It's like, that's what people don't realize. How much you can win by being like a baby in the hand of his mother. A baby, look, there was a woman that she traveled. There was a woman that she traveled. And all over the world. And the baby in her hand. after a few months that she toured the whole world, they asked her how was the trip. The trip was very, very good. It was very, I had to change planes, hotels, luggage, security. And how's the baby? Well, ask him. Now, if they ask the baby, how was the trip? What can he say? The baby, if he can talk, he will say, well, I didn't feel nothing. I was in the hand of my mother. It's my mother. She carried me. So if we feel like that this somebody will carry you, you have no problem. You have no problem. So this is the story of Mary. I mean, she had emunah l'Hakadosh Baruch Hu that Hashem can change everything, and Hashem can change everything to make things like you want, exactly like you want. Of course, that's what the Gemara said. בדרך שאדם רוצה ללכת, הוא הולך לו. The way you choose to go, they help you to go. You want to be a good man, they will help you to be a good man. You want to be a bad man, they will help you to be a bad man. So now this is our story of those people. They know Hashem. What happened to them? You know, I had only one conclusion. The only thing that can protect you and save you is the Torah. The Torah is the Hora'ah. The Torah is like you have a GPS. A GPS show you which way to take. The Torah is the GPS of your life. Baby, if there was no Torah, I could be the bad man of the world. A lot of people, they think they are the best people of the world. But with the Torah, they can be more best. The Torah improves your life more than what you think. You know, as I said yesterday, Rab Saadia Gaon, Alav Shalom, one day, he was very well known. And one day, he was invited by somebody in the middle of the night. He went out and he sat on the floor and he was crying for the destruction of Beit HaMikdash. So the Balabait, the owner of the house, he said to his wife, who is this man? Must be a holy man. She wanted to ask him, what are you? I am Saadia Gaon. You are Saadia Gaon. Wow, what a mistake he did. I didn't give you my best room in the house. He said, no, you give me the best room. Yeah, but if I knew that you are Saadia Gaon, I will give you my room. He said, okay, Baruch Hashem, I'm okay where I am. But why you cry like that? A man like you, you're a holy man. Why you sit on the floor? Why you cry? He said, well, every day I discover that Hashem, that means the way I knew today Hashem, it was not the way I knew Hashem yesterday. Every day I know Hashem more. And that's why every night I sit and cry. Why? I accuse myself. Why I didn't know Hashem yesterday the same way I know Him today. That means improvement of knowledge of Hashem. It's like making money. We want only to improve ourselves, and I want this, and I want this, and I want this. And we are not happy till we reach what we want. When we reach to have what we want more. No, we want more. So, well, this is the way that you have to do for Hashem. And this is, my friend, listen to me. This is what they will ask you after 120 years. The same way, the same direction you talk for your material life, why didn't you take it for Hashem? Of course, that is not for everybody. That's only for tzaddikim. But you, Baruch Hashem, I can tell about you something. But Baruch Hashem, you do a big sacrifice because beside the business that you are doing, Baruch Hashem, you keep Torah mitzvot, you wake up in the morning, you do Hokli Israel, you study Torah. I mean, for Hashem is very important, somebody, because we cannot have only rabbis in the world. We need businessmen to have Torah. So imagine if everybody is rabbis, who's going to support Torah? Who? But what Hashem will ask you, the same way you did everything for your business, at least do the same on 1 hour for the Torah. And if you do on 1 hour the Torah, it's like you've been all the way life in the Torah. At least take an example from your business. For your business, you do sacrifice yourself. So for me, do a sacrifice only 1 hour, half an hour. That's it. Hashem will not ask you to do more. There was a man that was supporting the yeshiva of Abraham Evolution. And one day, that man, he heard Abraham Evolution, give him a big shiur, who was talking, anyone who studied Torah, he has olam haba, So he decided to close his business, to study Torah. But he stopped giving money to the yeshiva. And the Abraham Evolution, he saw, there is no food in the yeshiva, no bread. So he started to ask what's going on. When that man who supports the yeshiva sees you talk about the importance to study Torah, he decided to close his shop, to close his business, and to stay to learn. Abraham Evolution called him, Moshe, how are you? Baruch Hashem. So what do you do now? Baruch Hashem, now I am the yeshiva. I'm happy. I close my business. He told me, look, go open up your business. Because you want to study Torah, 80 bachurim, 80 boys who study Torah, they will go home because of you. You work, we study for you. You come 1 hour, it's enough for you. Understand? This is a big musa. Because, just listen to what I told you. 1 hour of your time of Torah is worth 24 hours of Torah that you can learn. Why? Because your mind is in business, you disconnect yourself from the business for that hour, so I should consider that hour very, very, very high. So now, you understand me? You understand that the importance of being connected always with the Torah. Now, those 10 spies, please listen to this. It's very important. It's something that you never heard in your life. Moshe Rabbeinu he didn't agree with Moshe Rabbeinu to send spies to spy Israel. But Moshe Rabbeinu said, Hashem, the Jewish people don't want us to send spies to spy Israel. Hashem said, well, it's a mistake. But you want to do it? Do it. I will not go against you. Hashem and Moshe were friends. Always Hashem listened to Moshe. And always Moshe listened to Hashem. They were chabrota. There was no one like Moshe Rabbeinu without Hashem. So, my friend, they went. They spied Israel. When they came back, they were terrible. They caused the Jews to cry for nothing. Hashem wanted to destroy them. And because they cried for nothing, Hashem told them, tonight is Tisha B'Av, so till Mashiach will come, you will cry every year on Tisha B'Av. And no one of you will see Israel. It's terrible. Terrible. So what happened to them? You know what happened to them? You know why Hashem didn't want them to go? Because Hashem thought, here in the desert, they eat the man is something that you never heard in your life. Listen to this. This is my chidush for this morning. When I prepared the shiur, Hashem opened my head to understand. The man in the water that they drink the Jews in the desert was helping the Jews to understand the Torah. Because they will not evacuate the food. The man, he stayed for 40 years, the man, he stayed in their body. The water stayed in their body. Where it went, we don't know. Their body swallowed it. Why? Because the food was holy. The water was holy. It's impossible that this food will become something bad. from something good, it cannot be bad. So that's why Hashem did a miracle that this food stayed in their body. And that helped them to understand more Torah. Now, when they went to Eretz Israel, they had no man. They had to eat the food of Eretz Israel. They had no water. They had to eat. And because they had no man, they had no food, so they did not understand the mitzvot of Eretz Israel. And because they did not understand about the mitzvot of Eretz Israel, so they started to think bad about Eretz Israel. It's difference. Once they will go to Eretz Israel with the permission of Hashem, the situation is changed. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he will do that. The food of Eretz Israel will be kadosh, will help you to connect yourself with Hashem. But that only when you enter Eretz Israel with the permission of Hashem. As long as they did not enter Eretz Israel with the permission of Hashem, so the Jewish, those 10 spies, when they were there, unfortunately, that's why Hashem didn't want them to go. You know what the Gemara said? Avira Yerushalayim Mahkim. The air that you breathe of Yerushalayim make you intelligent. Avira Yerushalayim Mahkim. Only, you smell, you breathe. The air of Yerushalayim, you become intelligent. But that only with the permission of Hashem. As long, that's why Hashem said to Moshe ben Moshe, if they go there, it's going to be a problem. But here, because here, they eat the man. Here, they drink the water of Miriam. And the man and the water make them intelligent. It's Torah. Make them to understand Torah. Make them to connect with, this will be, don't forget, the man is the food of the Malachim. So you can imagine they were eating the food of Malachim. But in Eretz Israel there was no food of Malachim. They had to eat food of Eretz Israel. So, no food, no man, so no Torah. If there is no Torah, and man is like man, amen, emunah. So they lost their emunah. The man give you emunah. Man is the gematria of the Kolel, amen. Amen is emunah. The man give you emunah on Hashem. And there was no man, no water of Miriam. So they lost their emunah. And because they lost their emunah, what about Yoshua ben Nun? He did not lose his emunah, even that he eats the food of Israel, because of the bracha of Moshe Rabbeinu. And Caleb too, he did not lose his emunah, even that he eat the food of Eretz Israel. Why? Because he went to Hebron. He wants to pray on the cave of Abraham, Isaac, Yaakov, to help him not to lose his emunah. Now you understand how they become Rishaim. Now you understand why Hashem, from the beginning, he didn't want them to go. Hashem, I was afraid that if they go, they would disconnect themselves from the man and the water that they drink in the desert, they will become anti-Hashem. And I would like to finish with a small story, but give me some patience. Listen to this story. Gabriel Volozhin used to give a big speech on Rosh Hashanah. And people will listen to his speech, they cry. A speech that he make you do teshuvah. So one of his students, he became a rabbi. When he became a rabbi, he said, well, I remember the speech of my Rebbe. I'm going to tell to my community exactly word by word how Rabbi Volozhin he did. He said the speech. Maybe that will revive all the community to the big teshuvah. So he started to talk. And he saw people watching him like that. They watching him. No comment. He was very, 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 very sad. Why his speech he didn't do any effect on his community. I mean, he said the exact word like Abraham Volozhin. While Abraham Volozhin, people do teshuvah with him, and he, no. So one day, there was a big rabbi who came to visit the community. He told him, Rabbi, you are a student of Abraham Volozhin. I have a big problem. Why the speech that I did to my community didn't do any effect on my community like Abraham Volozhin? What was his answer? He said, my friend, I tell you something. There were two doctors who fabric medicine. The same medicine. The same medicine. One, when he gives the medicine, cure people, give long life. The other one, when he gives his medicine, the same medicine to people, people die. So everybody, no one wants to buy his medicine. So what is the difference between this one? They have the same laboratory. They are the same. Take the medicine, exactly the same, the way he made it, this one, the other. When this one he give life, this way he give. Yeah, it's a good question. He said, the one that his medicine gives life and cure people, when he fabric the medicine, he fabric it with sterilized equipment. Like you go to a dentist, he sterilized after all the equipment. So when everything is sterilized, so the medicine is good. But the other one, he don't sterilize his equipment. So the medicine is dangerous. I mean, when the doctor operates somebody with the same equipment that he operates somebody, he will kill him. So he told him, my friend, your mouth is not like the mouth of Abraham Volozhin. Abraham Volozhin, his mouth was sterilized, was kosher, it was holy. So everything came out from his mouth was good. But you, I don't know, maybe you talk Lashon Hara, maybe I don't know, I don't want to judge you. Maybe your mouth is not sterilized, il n'est pas stérilé. So that's why your word doesn't make any effect on people. Now you understand why Moshe emet v'Torah to emet. Torah tziva lanu Moshe morasha. Why? Because all the words that came out from the word of Moshe Rabbeinu, his mouth was sterilized. It's like HaKadosh Baruch Hu talking. When Moshe was talking, it's like HaKadosh Baruch Hu talked to you. Even now, when we study the Torah of Moshe Rabbeinu, we have emunah. Why? Because the Torah that came out from the mouth of Moshe Rabbeinu is sterilized. Now you understand those spies, how their words were so bad because they came from a bad mouth. They came from a bad mouth. The mouth was not sterilized. That killed everybody. Yeshua and Caleb, that they said good things, the only people that did not die. They remained another 38 years alive till they entered the Eretz Israel. This is the difference between people who, now you understand, when those people, those spies, when they went to Eretz Israel and they started to eat food of Eretz Israel, that food that they are eating, it didn't do any effect on them. And the food was kosher, was holy. It didn't do any effect on them. Why? Because they went there without the permission of Hashem. Because Hashem, it was not, he didn't agree that they will go. So all what went to their mouth, it's become like food not sterilized. So they become people not sterilized. So all the bad words that they did, that they said, it affected the Jews. So for 10 people, unfortunately, were suffering today. Tisha B'Av, till Mashiach will come. So Be'ez Hashem, I pray to HaKadosh Baruch Hu to give you bracha and tzlacha, and we pray to Hashem that always will be sterilized. Our mouth will be sterilized to, the tzaddikim behind people, alav shalom. Why all the tefillot they go to HaKadosh Baruch Hu? Why when they pray for you, it's the bracha? Because their mouth is sterilized. Because they have a holy mouth. Nothing bad come to their mouth. So all what they say, it's Kodesh, it's holy. Bracha v'etzlacha, amen,